you had this big long career in TV, and as a mum, you decided to break away and to start a business yourself. What made you do it?
Such a big question. So I think there were lots of little things that kind of lent itself to get to that point. I had, as you said, a really long career. In fact, I still do freelance in TV, so I've not totally left that world behind. And it was just lots of little things, as I said. Obviously, having children, I've got two children, two girls. They're 12 and 13 now, but they were growing up. TV work back then, about 15 years ago, didn't lend itself to being a working mum. I was very much leaving the house at 7, coming back at 7, never really seeing them, and did that for a number of years actually. And I couldn't really see a way out. I think COVID hit, and I ended up working with a career coach because I just saw that that career perhaps didn't have the longevity that I thought it would have. And so I sought out kind of, what could potentially be next for me. And coaching came out quite on top. And I decided to do a coaching qualification. I was still working in TV at that point, and, you know, that work-life balance got a little bit better, didn't it, after COVID? So that was certainly something that was, had improved, certainly. But there was just this underlying feeling of the workplace not really sitting in alignment with my values. And I knew that I had the skills to, kind of combat something that there was quite a gap in the market for, which was that element of kind of media training and communication coaching and helping people feel confident on camera.
And so, what did that look like practically? How did you take those steps? What did it feel like to kind of move away from the security of this job that you'd had before?
Yeah,
How did you navigate it?
So I think what helped was that I had already been freelance for a number of years. So I went freelance after my daughter, after maternity leave after my daughter, and I navigated a freelance career for around about 10 years. And all of everything that came with that. The insecurity with the finances every month and having to kind of look for work and keep up your contacts, etc., etc. So I was already on a kind of fixed term contract. There was no set, work there. And so when the time came for my contract to come up, I was in a position where I just felt like I needed to do something different. I was ready for a change. The TV world, we know now, this was back in 2024. It was definitely changing. There were changes on the horizon then. And I think I felt that shift. And so I thought, I've got this qualification, I've got the skills to fill this knowledge gap. I'm going to go and start a business. And I actually made a real big song and dance of it when I handed in my resignation and said, I'm not going to come back and do another 6 months. I just said out loud, I'm going to go and start my own business. And I genuinely didn't even know what that meant. I didn't know what it looked like for me. I just had this such a pull and a drive to do it that I kind of mentioned, to everyone that I worked with at the time, I'm going to go and build my business. And then I thought, I'm just going to figure it out.